هنروح على نسمع ابرز ما نسمع طبعا في معانا مدرب العام لفريق اوكلاند سيتي، المتحدث الرسمي مستر جوردن عن الاهلي، معانا لقاء مصور نروح نشوفه ونرجع لكم تاني.
I thought Auckland City performed relatively well considering the gap between ourselves and Al Ittihad. It's always very difficult, of course, to close the gap on any opponent. It's always very difficult, of course, to close the gap on any opponent at the FIFA Club World Cup, but we're talking about a club side that has, features many players that have won FIFA World Cups and Champions Leagues and FIFA Club World Cups. So I think the scoreline perhaps had a ring of inevitability about it, but nevertheless we set out with certain objectives, which was to be competitive and credible, and certainly in the second half we managed to do that, I believe. Al Ittihad probably took their foot off the pedal a little bit, which helped, but it was an enormous gap, and I think that anyone who says that Auckland City doesn't compete at FIFA Club World Cups, I think they're hinting more at the idea that perhaps the Oceania representative doesn't belong at the FIFA Club World Cup, and I reject this. I will always stand up for football in Oceania. I will always stand up for football in New Zealand and at our club as well, because I know that a lot of good work gets done. In terms of the FIFA Club World Cup, this edition, very interesting. It was historical for us to be part of the opening match, which also had the biggest attendance in the history of the FIFA Club World Cup opening match. I'm sure in the future this will change with the new 4-year tournament, but it was a privilege, and Saudi Arabia were good hosts. Our relationship with the Al Ittihad fans seemed to be very good. They were very respectful to us, and we in turn appreciate that, and Al Ittihad will go on to play Al Ahly next, and I think that's going to be a tough game for the Egyptians. They are perhaps the underdogs, which often they are not used to assuming this role, but Karim Benzema, Romarinho, Kante, Fabinho, these are players that in the last year or so were playing UEFA Champions League and winning Premier League titles and other international titles like the FIFA World Cup. This won't bother Al Ahly, I don't think. They're a club that are geared towards success and winning, and there is high expectation in their fan base for this to continue. So they will see that task in front of them as something not to be afraid of. Marcel Koller has done a very, very good job over time with Al Ahly. Everybody knows this. And the expectation will be that he will come up with a formula that will help Al Ahly defeat Al Ittihad. Even the finances, comparing the finances between Al Ittihad and Al Ahly shows you there is a gap. I think Koller has spent 4.6 million euros on two players in the summer. One Moroccan and one Egyptian, I think, came in from a Norwegian club. So that has strengthened the side, but again, when your opponents can go out and spend hundreds and millions of pounds or euros to strengthen their team, then clearly there's going to be a gap in quality, and that's just normal. Egyptian football, though, has a reputation for being pioneers of the African game, and one of the standard setters for success. I've said in the past in these interviews that the Egyptian team of 1990 always stood out for me. That competed in a tough group with Holland, England and Ireland. I was aware of the exploits of Hossam Hassan at Neuchâtel Xamax in the 1990s, and probably more recently, as Al Ahly fans and Egyptian football fans will know, Abu Trika scored against Auckland City back in 2006. So yes, Egyptian football is always strong and one of the leading lights in African football, and I'm sure they will give a good account of themselves in a couple of days' time when they take on Al Ittihad.